What's happening, guys? It's your girl Mina. Welcome back to the channel. You already know what it is. Big up to everyone locked in on this wonderful Saturday afternoon. 3 goals, 3 points. Manchester United keep a clean sheet, and it's on to the next. What a game! A very interesting game. I think there's actually quite a bit to take away from the game, especially the first 30 minutes in comparison to the last 15 or so minutes of the first half in particular. Obviously, 3 different goal scorers for Manchester United. Alejandro Garnacho with his second goal so far this season. That's 2 goals and an assist for him. Amad Diallo gets an assist. Bruno Fernandes gets an assist. Marcus Rashford finally finds himself on the score sheet. And you know what? We're going to talk about Rashford, but you see what confidence does to a man, because that was a different type of Marcus Rashford performance going forward. So big up to everyone. Be sure to hit the like button. Be sure to subscribe. And I just realized as well, Southampton weren't a man down. Now, of course, they weren't a man down throughout most of the game. It was only throughout some of the game. But we're going to talk about that. So be sure to hit the like button and be sure to subscribe and get involved in the discussions. Get involved in the conversation. Mina's state of mind now. Yesterday, for the preview video that I did here, the preview stream, we were talking about the game, and some people were saying that they felt like United could lose. Some people were expecting United to go on and just blow them off the pitch, and some people like myself expected Manchester United to just about nick it with a 1-0 win, but they seem to prove a lot of us wrong, and rightfully so. It's a time, I think it's the best time to gain momentum in a run of games that are quite favourable to Manchester United. Of course, we saw a couple of players going off with injury. Matthijs de Ligt in particular was speaking to media after the game and said it was just cramp. So he's nothing to worry about. But Mazraoui went off with a little injury where it looked like Ligt looked like he was hobbling throughout the latter stages of the game, and eventually went off as well. We ended up seeing a backline of Casemiro, Maguire, and Johnny Evans. I know, it's scary. We are literally 2 injuries away in that backline from seeing that happening again. Hopefully that will not be the case. But the good thing is Man United play Barnsley midweek this week, which means they'll be able to rotate in the backline. And people like De Ligt, people like Ligt, people like Mazraoui maybe might not have to play. So that's definitely one positive. But let's talk about the game. You know, Mina's state of mind. After this, I will upload what we learned. 5 things in 5 minutes. 5 in 5, if you want to call it that, will be out after this as well. And there's some pointers, obviously, that we're going to talk about from the stream that we're also going to talk about in this video. So big up to everyone. Like I said, be sure to hit the like button and be sure to subscribe. Now, starting off with, I think, where the momentum changed in the first half. Actually, let's quickly get to Aminor's super chat. Big up to Aminor with the super chat. Says, unsung hero Zirkzee, okay win, but I want to see more. We're going to talk about Zirkzee as well, because he's winning me over with what he's doing. I think the goals will come in due time for him. But let's start with where I think the momentum definitely changed in the game. I feel like there was a shift in momentum after this moment. Now, this particular moment, man, Tyler Biblings, 18 years old, making his Premier League debut against Manchester United. And for the first half, he had Diogo Dalot on toast. Diogo Dalot was literally struggling with him, with his pace, with his physicality, with the technical level that he has, especially being a left-footed player playing on the right-hand side. And unfortunately, this happened. Diogo Dalot gave away a very clear penalty. I think it was a very clear penalty. I wouldn't have argued that if it was a penalty or not. He gave away the penalty. And of course, in those kind of moments, you need your goalkeeper to step up, which he did. He did, actually. That was not... Yeah, that was not the penalty that he saved, but that was the shot that he saved. But you need your goalkeeper to step up and make saves. And for me, that was the most important thing. Onana has been... he's dealt with a bulk of criticism throughout the season, especially last season. So for him to save a penalty and kind of allow that save to put the game, to shift the momentum, it really did shift the momentum for Manchester United, in my opinion. The momentum completely shifted. Manchester United were able to be a bit more confident now. In those first 30 minutes, guys, I'm not gonna lie, Southampton did have a lot of opportunities to capitalize, and that's the thing with, I think, some of the lower sided teams in the league. They could have moments like that, but if they don't capitalize, the opponent will punish them. And that's what Manchester United did. That's essentially what Manchester United did. Now, there was a few situations where they did everything right but the final thing, and that worked in Manchester United's favour. There was one moment, I think it was Kyle Walker-Peters had De Ligt on toast. There was times when Brereton Diaz was going out wide and causing problems, but inevitably it did nothing in the end, which is a good thing, which is that for me is a positive. But I'm not going to shy away and act like I'm not going to act like this was the greatest 3-0 performance that we've seen from Manchester United. This is actually the first time United have won 3-0 since Everton last year, exactly around this time last year. And I'm not going to lie and sit here and say that this was an amazing performance where it was a tactical masterclass. It was a dominating game, because the first 30 minutes up until the penalty, that was definitely not the case. That was definitely not the case, unfortunately. I definitely had to feel like I had to mention that, because I'm not going to act like Southampton were the weaker side, yes, but they had moments where they could have taken the lead. I think had Cameron Archer scored that penalty, the result maybe might have been a different result. I mean, there was 3 minutes in between Archer missing his penalty and Ligt scoring his goal. And shout out to Ligt, because he got man of the match today. And it was definitely a man of the match performance. When I look at Matthijs de Ligt, actually, let's go on to him. Is he the next? Yeah. When I see Matthijs de Ligt, right, I see a player that will enjoy the Premier League. I really think he'll enjoy the Premier League, especially the physical battle side of the Premier League. He had a dominating performance, not just in his own box defensively, but even in the opponent's box. To get that header, to get it pinpoint into the bottom left hand corner. Had it landed to, I think Zirkzee was behind him and Marcus Rashford was behind him. It could have led to a goal as well. But it's always nice, I think, to have a player score his first Premier League goal in an important game. Like, I know you lot probably don't feel like it, but this was an important game for Manchester United, because it's a more favourable run of games coming up until that Spurs game, and it's the best time, in my opinion, for Manchester United to gather some momentum. You look at players that might be playing a lot more confidently in this particular instance, and that back line of Dalot, De Ligt, Ligt and Martinez is the backline that we want to see probably more often and more regularly and consistently. Like, as long as everyone's able to stay fit, then it shouldn't be a problem for me. Anyways, Ligt had a better performance today in comparison to that Liverpool performance. But I also like the different aspect of the game that him and De Ligt both offer. Between the two of them, one of them is always available to step out if necessary, and the other one is able to cover that middle space, which is nice. It's nice having, I guess, dynamic centre backs, or a dynamic centre back partnership. For me, that's the most important thing. Now, there's a couple of people in this picture we're going to talk about. Obviously, Marcus Rashford, we're going to chat about. We're going to chat about Zirkzee. We're going to chat about Mainoo, and we're going to have an honest conversation about Bruno Fernandes, because I think out of all the players today, I think Bruno Fernandes was the most underwhelming one out of all of them for Manchester United. Kobe, for me, he didn't have his greatest performance in the first half in particular. But in the first half, I'm not going to lie, guys, I saw him playing as a lone 6. So I knew that he was not going to have a good performance. But for me, Bruno, as a captain, should definitely be having much better performances in these kind of games. Now, of course, he got his assist. That's a positive. He got his assist. It was a very good ball in. And Manchester United are now able to create chances from set pieces. Now, I'm not saying this is all on the set piece coach that Manchester United have hired, but that is also another positive. Manchester United are able to create set pieces and create threatening moments from them. I think we've got people in the box during set pieces that can create something, that can get onto the end of something. If it's Matthijs de Ligt, if it's Joshua Zirkzee, and we've got some good set piece takers in Bruno, in Eriksen, and in Ahmad, who we're going to talk about Ahmad as well, because I think this might be a crazy hot take, but I think Ahmad is Manchester United's best player by a mile. And you know what? Perfect. We can actually get onto it. I think, guys, Ahmad is Manchester United's best player by a mile. Like, I don't think there's anyone in that front line that is a better player than Amad Diallo in terms of creating chances for himself, as well as creating chances for his teammates. A very hot take. I don't think it's a hot take. If we look at what Ahmad creates, attacking player, yeah. When I say he's our best player, I'm speaking about the attacking options and what he offers. I'm not talking about defensively. I'm speaking about all the attackers that Manchester United have. I think Ahmad is easily the best option, not just at creating chances for himself, because he can do that very comfortably, but also at creating chances for other people. Amad Diallo has created... Today, Amad Diallo created more chances in the first half, which was 5. Yeah, he created 5 chances in the first half, which is more than Anthony has ever created in any of his Premier League matches for Manchester United, by the way. So in one half, he created more chances than Antony has ever created in a Premier League game, which says a lot. That says a lot. It also says for me the dynamic difference that he offers on the right-hand side, because if you lot watch Ahmad, right, there's moments where he can speed it up and there's moments when he can slow it down and play the link up. And that's the most important attribute, I think, to have as a winger, knowing when to do the right stuff, right? There's been previous times where we've criticized players because they don't make the right decision going forward. You know, they might shoot instead of passing, or they might pass instead of shooting. Whereas Ahmad, he knows what to do. Now, defensively, you can argue that he still has moments of lapse. I think when he was on his loan at Sunderland, he definitely worked a lot on his defensive game. And he's got a very suitable fullback behind him in Nazir Mazraoui, who defensively is very good. But just about going forward, he creates space, he gets forward, he links up well, he knows when to take a shot or when to create a pass. That little trio of him, Mazraoui, and Kobe on the right-hand side, for me, is the reason why Mazraoui should never be at left back. He should always be at right back. Ahmad always in a good position too. He's in a good position as well. It's funny because he doesn't look like a fast guy when he's chasing the ball, but he is quite quick as well. Ahmad's composure on the right is what we've needed for a while. You know what's so funny, guys? We've spent 160 million on right wingers, and this whole time the right winger that should have been starting for Manchester United was the right winger that Manchester United brought how many years ago? Now it's interesting because he's also in the final. He's also in the final year of his contract. I think he might have a 1-year option, but he's expected to begin talks with Manchester United this season for a new contract. Now, I think the most important thing when he probably sits down to have talks about a new contract is about his playing time. Today we saw Garnacho, I think, is a great threat off the bench. Like, I think we were talking about this yesterday on the stream, where I said that I would start Rashford and have Garnacho coming off the bench, because I think between the two of them, Garnacho is more naturally a threat off the bench. And we saw it today. He got a man sent. Well, he didn't get a man sent off, but you know, he created trouble for a defender to put himself in a sticky situation and make a poor tackle, and then he got a goal. And if we actually rewatch that goal, if you don't rewatch that goal, please look at his starting position during the passage of play when Casemiro is holding the ball. He had this striker instinct, or this forward instinct, of getting into the right place in the box, and he did pretty well. But for me, Amad Diallo today, another assist for him. He's creating chances. He's a very unselfish player as well. That's what I really like. Sometimes I actually wish he was a bit selfish when it comes to the chances he gets, because he gets to the edge of the box and he cuts in on his left foot, and it's like he's deciding whether to pass or to shoot. Sometimes I wish he would just shoot. Sometimes I wish he would shoot, because we know what he can do cutting into his left foot. We also know what he can do coming onto his right foot and putting a ball in to the box. So there's some little moments I wish he was more selfish. But for me, Amad Diallo is Manchester United's right wing option. Should I watch Liverpool versus Forest or City versus Brentford? If you want to watch I would say Liverpool versus Forest. I would say watch Liverpool versus Forest. He's quick and he's smart. He is 100%. I think there's one thing that you cannot get in every footballer, and that's the IQ side of the game, right? You cannot, like, you can train someone to like have a better touch. You can train someone to strike the ball better. You can train someone to defend better, but you cannot train someone to have a better understanding of the game. And I think that is an attribute for Amad Diallo that is very, very underrated. And I'm really excited to see how he continues to grow into the season, because inevitably he will absolutely grow. I can't believe people are arguing that this was not a red, guys. I cannot believe that people were actually arguing that this was not a red card. If this is not a red card, for all the stuff that people were getting booked for in today's game, by the way, the ref was just on a madness. Today, the ref, you get a yellow, you get a yellow, you get a yellow, everyone gets a yellow if you're wearing a Man United shirt. Because that he was booking people for just, yeah, I guess the Premier League refs have to keep up with the consistency of what they did to Declan Rice. But this is a red card, man. There is no doubt. Because Garnacho got up 100%. For me, it was, as soon as I saw it, I said, that's a red. That is a red. And it's funny because when I saw him getting sent off, I thought he had been booked already. That's what I was confused about. I thought he had been. And by the way, can I just say, yeah, aside from all of that, this is your captain. You should know better than to lunge into it. If he's gonna lunge into a tackle to stop the break, Okay, cool. I understand that, right? You're probably going to get booked for that, but I understand it. But you lunge into a tackle with a high leg to connect to the knee. That's a straight red. For me, that's a straight red. And Garnacho obviously would have been on his bike. He was in acres of space. But you should know better. As a captain, you should know better. I can't believe I saw people online saying, "How is that a red? How is that a red?" Listen, let's talk about. Whoa. How did I zoom in so much? Let's talk about this guy, man. If there is anyone that is happy to see a smile on Marcus Rashford's face, you guys know it's me. You guys know it's me that's happy to see a smile on Marcus Rashford's face. Honestly, today, I felt like I saw the old version of a Rashford. The Rashford that we saw a couple seasons ago. I really felt like I saw that. I don't think it was even his best performance either. But I don't think it was his greatest performance. But this is what a goal does for you guys. This is what a goal does to someone. Excuse me. This is what a goal does. It gives you confidence because you can look at that first kind of goal that he scored today and every chance he created after that. You see what what a goal does to your confidence. You're moving different on the pitch. There was moments where I would see him there was moments historically I would see him go and make a pass, but today he would shoot. And he was taking some decent shots. He had that chance on the right hand side where he was slipped in. I think Ahmad slipped him in on the right hand side, and then Ramsdale made a save. And then he had obviously the goal. Then he had the shot from way out, which is a historic Marcus Rashford type of shot, where he forced Ramsdale to make another save. For me, that is what a goal does to your confidence. Like Marcus Rashford is so far away from being the player that he was, but every step towards that is a positive step. It's a positive step. And today, for once, I was actually like, I felt bad for him coming off. Like, I understand rotation, similarly, like going back to the Liverpool game, I would have liked for him to come off for Garnacho instead of Ahmad. And then today, I was like, oh, it's unfortunate for Rashford to come off because I felt like he could have probably got another goal. And I definitely feel like Manchester. Oh, Brentford's winning. Damn, that would didn't Pep just say the other day that preseason is officially over? 22 seconds. Whistle scored in 22 seconds. Damn. Let's talk about Casemiro, please, brother. Casemiro played for like 5 minutes and he got a pre-assist, but we'll get to Casemiro. Big up to Riri in the chat as well. But yeah, for me, I was just happy to see Marcus Rashford smiling, looking like he's enjoying playing the game. Of course, like I said, Marcus Rashford he's still far away from where he needs to be, or where he can be, and where historically he's shown us he can get to. But this is positive. Getting a goal. Listen to this stat, guys. Rashford has not scored in the Premier League, since Everton in March. I was actually at that game, that was at home. He hasn't scored away for Manchester United since March against Manchester City, and he hasn't scored at just generally in football. He has not scored since the FA Cup quarter-final game against Liverpool. So March, today is, I was about to say October, it's middle of September. And he finally scored a goal. He didn't score, if I'm not wrong, he didn't score during preseason. He never scored in the opening 3 games of the league. He never scored in Manchester United's last 10 games or 8 games of the season last year. He went 12 games, 12 competitive games without a goal for Manchester United. And that's why I said confidence is important. It's the most important thing for me. I like some of the stuff that I've seen from him today. Defensively, I think, there's always that little lapse. I actually don't think Man United left a gear or two today. I think Man United actually cruised through the game in the 90 minutes. Like, honestly, I don't think it was a dominating performance. I said coming into this game, I want 3 points, I want a clean sheet, and I want a dominating performance. I got 2 of those. I got 3 points and I got a clean sheet. But we didn't really have a dominating performance. Like, I can't look at the game and tactically analyze it because tactically I'm like, we're still playing 3-1-6 in some situations, building up. Kobe was an isolated midfielder sometimes. Joshua Zirkzee. Let's talk about Joshua Zirkzee. Where are you? Where are you? Here you are. Here you are, Joshua Zirkzee. I don't know why Ten Hag is slapping man's head like that. This guy's good. This guy is good. Listen, I know someone's a striker, right? You got someone as a striker. I know you want him to score goals. The goals will come in due time. The goals will come in due time. But the way he wants his that's a good one, Ridwan. But his link up blows me out of the water. Literally, like the fluidity he gives in the build up and in keeping the ball going and keeping the ball. Of course, that's what you want from your creative outlet, right? But as a big guy, as a striker, as a big guy, for me that can disrupt the opponent as well, because you have to drop deep. As a striker, you're dropping deep to get involved in the play. Guys, he's one touch football I was seeing from him. When was we don't really see one touch football at Manchester United. He was linking up well, like that. The link up, especially in the latter stages of the first half, the link up between Ahmad, Zirkzee, and Rashford. For me, I was like, wow, this is wonderful. He's getting Rashford involved and he's getting Ahmad involved. And I remember when we brought him, I said that the wingers would be the people that benefit probably the most out of his gameplay. When is Rasmus returning though? I think he's expected to return in a couple of weeks, but I want to see them play together. I want to see Rasmus and Zirkzee play together. Zirkzee, I want him to drop deeper, and Højlund to hold the 9 role, kind of that space between the two centre backs. Because there was moments where he would drop deep. Zirkzee would drop deep, take a touch to get the ball out of his feet, and find the outlet pass. And I like that, because you look at someone like Bruno, for example. I think Bruno takes way too many touches when he's on the ball. I think Bruno takes way too many touches. And for me, like as a 10, you should read the game a lot better. You should read the game a lot better, especially when it comes to the creative side of the game. I feel like he's just unlucky today. 100%. Like I said, I tweeted this earlier saying the goals will come for Zirkzee. The goals will definitely come in due time. It's funny because the goal that he scored in his debut, that was more difficult than probably all the chances he had today. Like today, he had some clear-cut shots on goal. The last shot that he had, when it was the cutback, I think it was from Kobe. I wish he just faked the shot to kind of send the defender, because he already sent Ramsdale the wrong way. Ramsdale already dived to the right and Zirkzee was shooting to the left, right? I wish he had just kind of not dummied it, but like faked the shot to kind of make the defender commit. And then he would have just been able to slot it into the corner. I've seen Anthony Martial do that heaps of times, right? So I definitely know maybe that's something that he might look back on the game. He might watch the footage back and be like, you know what, I should have done this a bit differently, XYZ, which is fine. But the goals will come in due time for Joshua Zirkzee. Outside of the goals, everything else that he does for me is he's ticking the boxes. And for a player who, again, doesn't look like a conventional striker, he looks like he's quite heavy-footed. He looks a bit clunky when he's got the ball at his feet. For a player that is good with the ball at his feet, and I don't think, by the way, when I say he's good with the ball at his feet, I don't think he's like an amazing dribbler or something. I think it's the way that he can take one touch to set the ball out of his feet and another touch to distribute it. For me, that's so good. That is underrated skill for a player to have. The fact that you have to take minimal touches to create something is positive, because there's some people out there that take a lot of touches and don't create nothing. The guy is a magnet, Mina. Yeah, the ball just. The funny thing is, there's some in the box, right? When he's in the box and he takes a touch, bro, it's the heaviest touch ever. But everywhere else on the pitch, when he takes a touch, it's just it's a perfect weighted touch. The only downside of his game that I will say is, in the box, his touches are not that great. But everywhere else, I'm like, when he drops deep, I don't know if you lot saw, there was a little nutmeg that he did in the center circle, one nutmeg to kind of take a touch, and then the next pass was an outlet to Ahmad, who was running into space a bit more centrally. I literally saw that, and I got up and I started clapping at my TV. I was like, wow, well done. And the reason why I'm saying this is because Man United have a 10 in Bruno Fernandes. Now, I'm not comparing the two, but just look at the difference in link-up play between the two of them. Now, of course, Zirkzee has said it. Thiago Motta said it as his previous manager. Zirkzee is not an out-and-out 9. He's a 9.5 quotation marks, which is basically someone who plays as a 9 and a 10 in between the two. He likes to do this late run into the box. I'm really excited, guys, to see him play with Højlund. Like, I really, really hope that it's not Erik ten Hag doesn't feel like he has to pick between the two of them. I really hope that Erik ten Hag is able to play both of them. Of course, that means we have to take a hit somewhere else, which will be interesting. But I would, at least once this season, I want to see the two of them play together, personally, at least once. Let's talk about this guy. Let's talk about Kobbie's performance. What did you guys, before I get into my thoughts, what did you guys think of Kobbie's performance today? Because I'm not going to lie, first half, I don't think he had a good performance. I don't think he had a good performance. But yeah, let me know in the chat what you lot thought of his performance before I get into my thought process. If you just come through, guys, be sure to hit the like button. Let's try get maximum likes throughout the stream. After this, I will upload a video 5 in 5, man. You guys know what it is. I'm trying to be consistent with the content during the season, so we get Mina's State of Mind as a live stream, and then we have 5 in 5, a 5-minute video uploaded about the game. So make sure you lot check that out afterwards as well. If you want to join the Minions gang, you can. It's the pinned comment in the chat. You get your badges, you get your emojis, you get your custom member content, and of course you get to support the growth of the channel, the ever-growing community here. If you want to join, if you want to support the channel in other ways, you can by sending in super chats with your comments, with your questions, with your thoughts, or just to show some love. But if you want to do something simple, just like and subscribe. You lot saying he was stinky. I don't think he was stinky, but I did feel like he struggled in the first half. But I'm not gonna lie. There you go. Yahya says it here. Kobbie is not a DM. He's not. He is not a DM. And today I saw him in the DM role. When the game started and I saw the lineup, I saw Eriksen. I was very shocked. I'm not gonna lie. I was shocked to see Eriksen. But I guess we needed someone to recycle possession in the midfield. And I saw Kobbie. I said, that means Kobbie will be the lone 6. And then I tweeted saying, Kobbie, playing him as a lone 6 is just wasting his talents. It's just a waste of his talents, honestly. There was moments where he was actually suffocating in that midfield against Southampton. And Southampton were playing 5 in the middle, right? They're playing 5 in the middle. Eriksen would vacate, Bruno would vacate, and Kobbie would lose possession, end up giving away a foul, getting booked, etc. In that first half, for me, he just looked like a shadow of what we're used to, right? Because we're spoiled of what we're used to seeing in Kobbie. We have to remember also, guys, he's a young player. He's going to make mistakes. Like, he's not going to be perfect every single game. But I think the closest thing you can get to perfection for a player like Kobbie Mainoo is to play him in a position that is his strong suit and not play him as a lone 6, because he is not a lone 6. He's not. I want to see him in the 8. I want to see him in the 10. Now, of course, Ugarte didn't start. So I think once we see Ugarte, we will maybe see Kobbie in a better position that, you know, highlights his positive attributes rather than highlighting any negative ones. But today, I was just, in the first half, I was like, yeah, he looks like a shadow of himself. And he's also a player, can I say, that has played a lot of football. Like, this is his first full official season at Manchester United, right? Because last year he came in November. So this is his first full official season. But even this being his first full official season, he still has played a lot of football for club and country. He played in the Euros, came back again from the Euros, no preseason, went straight into the Community Shield lineup, and then straight into the Premier League. He's played a lot of football. And obviously we talk about rotation. Barnsley on the week, on midweek, when is it? Tuesday, I think it is. There is no reason, in my opinion, for Man United to play Kobbie. I'm being dead honest, guys. There is no reason for Kobbie Mainoo to play. Feels like he's playing way too many minutes without rest. We really need to consider signing Rabiot. It's not even just signing Rabiot, but it's also utilizing the options we have on the bench. We got Toby Collier, we got Ugarte, we got Casemiro. Like, we've got lots of options on the bench to rotate if necessary. And I think a game like Barnsley is a good example of Man United rotating. Big up Red Scare Claire. I hope you're doing well. Says sophomore slumps are also a thing. Teams know how to play him now, and he has to learn to adjust. That's a good point. That's a good point. Riri says, I would love to see Ugarte, Cass, and Kobbie on the bench Bruno for a game. I would love to see that. I wouldn't mind seeing that. I want Kobbie in the 10 with Ugarte on for Bruno. Ugarte next to Eriksen would cook quite a lot. You lot saying basically take Bruno out. Mina, what do you make of our movement off the ball? Offensively, we don't really come over to help, and defensively, we don't collapse on the ball. I think it's a problem. You know what? This is a great question. I noticed something, and it's interesting because this relates to Kobbie, right? There was a moment where Kobbie had the ball back to the attack. He picked up the ball and he's trying to like shimmy away, but there's no one coming to him to offer him an outlet, and he ends up just running the ball out of play. And we saw that against Liverpool, and we've seen it, I think, for the last 12 months when it comes to Man United in possession, right? We don't they don't support the person that has the ball. And I don't know if this is a tactical approach where the instructions are, when someone gets the ball, you lot run. Because when that happens, people are on their bike. The wingers are on their bike. Bruno's on his bike. Eriksen was on his bike, and Kobe was just in no man's land. There's no one really to pass to, and it's not just him. I think we've seen this with multiple other people as well. What I think about the movement in particular off the ball is that it's not as good as it was previously, like couple seasons back. Like, I don't know what it is. Even when it comes to, I don't know if you lot realize, when Man United recycle possession and they go all the way to the back, I'm just like, the ball's not going to go anywhere. It's just going to go long from here because no one's going to do anything. The only person I can see doing stuff is the fullbacks, and it's not because they're moving into the right places. It's more so when the fullbacks get the ball, whether it's Dallo, whether it's Mazraoui, they can dribble. So they will dribble the ball. At that point, their winger's not really coming deep to them. Their midfielder's not really supporting them, unfortunately. So they have no choice but to dribble. And this is why I think Man United actually got rid of Aaron Wan-Bissaka and they kept Diogo Dallo. I think Erik ten Hag wants fullbacks that can dribble on the ball, so that when the ball goes to Ligt or to De Ligt and they go out to their fullback, having a fullback that can dribble on the ball will allow other players to basically run, vacate, and get forward. And I actually think that's what Erik ten Hag and the management team want to happen. They want them, it's better. I think they look at it like it's better to have people running and you find them with a ball in behind than it is someone coming deeper and trying to tiki-taka their way through the midfield. If you got a fullback that can dribble, which is why I thought Manchester United signed Mazraoui, because he's good on the ball, and he showed it today. He's shown it, in previous games as well. It's not always a good thing, though. It's not always a good thing, because once your fullback dribbles out of trouble, they're dribbling into no man's land. I don't know if you lot saw it, but I think Dallo did it in like the first minute of the game. Let me see what else you lot are saying. Until Zirkzee got into the game and started linking up play, our movement was dead. There was nothing. But do you guys think, like, a question, do you guys think that Zirkzee is, because the glue to the fluidity of the attacks? Because I think from today's game, I think Joshua Zirkzee was the fluidity to it. Without it, there was not really much happening, in my opinion. So I agree with OJ here, and that's why we need to have a conversation about. Oh, sorry, I thought I had a picture here. We have to talk about Bruno Fernandes. For me, we have to talk about Bruno Fernandes, captain, one of the most paid players in the team. But today's performance, I don't know. It just was not a performance worth gloating about for me. I'm trying to bring up a picture here, guys, because you lot know I like a picture when I'm talking about players. But for me, Bruno's performance today was a very underwhelming one. I'm not gonna lie, it was a very underwhelming one for someone that we not hype, but we talk about a lot. The contribution that he has to the attack. For me, that contribution today was not really it. It was not really it. I actually think at some points he was kind of slowing down the game for Manchester United, or creating. He's doing too much. He's doing too much sometimes with the ball at his feet. Sometimes I just get the ball, look up, make the right decision. Like, it's just as simple as that. I don't know if you lot saw, there was one thing that really pissed me off, right? And in the grand scheme of things, it's nothing big. It's not a big thing. But the ball went out. We're on the left side of Manchester United's kind of pitch, and Bruno was in the middle, and a ball was played to him over the top, and he did this like reverse pass because he thought Mazraoui was behind him. Well, the ball was about to go out. He booted the ball like reverse behind him. Ahmad had to chase it down and make sure that it doesn't go out. Now, all he had to do was see that the ball that he received in the first place came from Mazraoui. So if Mazraoui is on the left-hand side, passing the ball to you in the middle, clearly he's not going to be on the right-hand side where you're trying to play the reverse pass. But and in the grand scheme of things, guys, there's nothing in it because Man United maintained possession and they retained it. But it's just moments like that. I'm like, what is the need to do that? What is the need? In any other kind of if it had gone out by just like a slight bit, it could have changed it could have shifted the momentum of the game. Now, of course, it didn't, which is fine. But why? That's my question. Is like, why do you have to do that? Why do you have to do that? And it's funny because statistically, that will go down as a pass, as a successful pass completion. That would be a pass completion because it landed to a Man United player, and the Man United player managed to keep it in. But it's just moments like that. I think, come on, why do you have to do that? There is no need to do that at all. And I just feel like for what we speak about, the creativity that he offers, right? And him being this creative outlet for Manchester United, I don't know. I don't know. I'm just like, is this the best? Is this the best that we have to offer? In a game like Southampton today, where Man United, I don't think left gear one. Like, I don't even think. At what gear do you think Man United left? I could say gear two. Yeah, they were going 10 to 20 miles per hour, basically 10 to 15 miles per hour. I don't think they left anything more than gear one or gear two. Sorry, but in another game where you need your creative midfielder to do something, he has to step up. He has to step up. And today, like I said, the goal, the assist that he got, Man United scoring 3 goals, getting 3 points, keeping a clean sheet, that will cover over a lot of other stuff, right? But there are still issues there. We can't act like this was completely a dominant performance because it wasn't even a dominant performance. Like, even the second half was a bit like, be honest, guys, the second half was not really exciting. And like I said, the momentum completely changed once they missed that penalty. And by the way, I think that was the only, after that penalty, they didn't have any other chances on goal. So even Southampton themselves started to lose confidence in themselves, right? They've today, I think it was their 400th Premier League loss. That's crazy. 400 Premier League losses. They're in the top 5. I think Everton is on the top for that. But I don't know, man. The Bruno thing is an interesting one. Zirkzee played Rashford into some confidence. When Bruno shifted over to the right, Zirkzee dropped in a 10. We started playing through Southampton. Zirkzee looked more like a 10 than Bruno. I hear it. I hear it. It doesn't cover anything, Mina. They were shit for a lot of the game. But listen, the first 30 minutes, right? And this is why I say the Fulham game, for example, and then the Liverpool game, right? Look at the Fulham game and look at the Liverpool game. I always say that a more clinical team will take their chances and it will be a completely different result. And that Liverpool game showed us a clinical team will take their chances and the result will be completely different. And I think the first 30 minutes would have been the same if it was against like a more clinical team. Like, a more clinical team would have took those chances Southampton were created. Like, be for real, guys. Tyler Bibblings. I bet none of you guys heard of him before coming into this game. I only heard of him during the international break because I saw that he scored for England, right? Tyler Bibblings making his Premier League debut as an 18-year-old. By the way, we share the same birthday. Fun fact. There's more than a lot of years between us, but we share the same birthday. But Tyler Bibblings came on, started the game, oozing confidence against Manchester United, oozing confidence. And slowly as the game went on, especially in the first half, until he won that penalty, he was getting the better of Diogo Dalot. He was getting the better of Diogo Dalot every single time. In every duel, in every 1v1, he was cooking him. He was cooking him. Bling bling. That's a serious name. And that's why I say Diogo Dalot caught life. Diogo Dalot caught life when Andre Onana made that save. Because that penalty there is that's a rookie mistake. You're not Dalot, you are not a rookie to be making them kind of errors. But that itself was a rookie mistake. Minute is old. No, I'm not. I'm young. What did you think of Lissandro today? Good question. Good question. What did we think of Ligt? You know, I got a picture up here, as always. I think Ligt had a much better performance today. I think he had a much better performance in that back line. I just want to see this defensive back line play together regularly and consistently in the Premier League. That's what I want to see. That's what I want to see. Even when he shifted to left back for a couple of minutes before he ended up getting subbed off, I really hope it's not a serious injury. I really hope he doesn't have a serious injury. I think Ligt said Ligt had cramp during the game, which is why he came off. Ligt, your brother, stay fit. That's the only thing I'm asking. Lisandro Martinez's performance today: 97% pass completion, 100% tackles won, 100% ground duels won, 0 times dribbled pass. There you go. But I don't need stats to know that he had a good game. Like, that's nice to hear. Those stats are nice to hear. But today I looked at his game, and in comparison to the fixture against Liverpool, he looked a lot more comfortable, a lot more dominant. And also, him and Ligt playing together 2 weeks ago against Liverpool, that was the first time. Today they look like a lot better of a partnership. Like, one thing I realized between Ligt and Ligt is I know who's doing the aerial battles, because I'm telling you guys, Matthias de Ligt is a beast when it comes to the physical side of the game. The physical side of his game, he's a serious player. And we saw it today. We saw it today. We saw his ability today. I'm actually looking forward to seeing his matchups against the number nines, like the Solankis, the Haalands, what's his name, Mateta, etc. I'm looking forward to seeing those physical battles, because Matthias de Ligt is a physical player. Like, him coming to Man United, we had the mainstream media talking about how he was washed, he was this, he was a Bayern reject, la di da di da di da. Today just showed that this is what consistent football together as a duo can do. It can give you lot the confidence to play better, and understand each other better. Their partnership will only get better the more that they play together. Like, as simple as that. We saw it in Leach's first year with Varane. The more he played with Varane, the better the partnership got. And Manchester United benefited from it. Onana's performance today, what did you lot make of it? What did you lot make of it? I don't feel like he had really much to do, bar that the penalty and that one save from Bibbling. I don't think he really had much to do. But that's a good thing. That is a good thing. But that was also, can I say, that is also a testament to the fact that Southampton were not good. Like, simple as that. Southampton were not that good in front of the goalkeeper. So that meant that Onana had nothing to do. Now, I don't know if you lot saw the penalty, right? And I don't want to overanalyze it. I don't want to be that girl. I don't want to be that person that overanalyzes the penalty. But look at the way that he dives in the penalty, guys. It's because it's a poor penalty from Archer, right? He makes the save. He makes the save. But look at the way he dives. I was like, if anyone else like struck the ball very, very firmly, that penalty could have been a different story. But the way he dived was so funny. It was so funny. But he managed to make the save and then got up quickly and made collected the ball the second time around. Simple day in the office, I think. I think it's a simple day in the office for him today. And I want more of these kind of days for him. I'm not going to lie. If my goalkeeper doesn't have much to do, that is either A, you're defending well, or B, the opposition are ass. Today it was a bit of both. It was a bit of both. In the first 30 minutes, I would say Southampton 100% had United. They had United in some bits, but their final kind of play was not there. He's done okay. You know, Brereton Diaz, guys, right? Brereton Diaz. Why does he look weird when he has the ball? Like, I don't know what it is. He does not. He looks like an imposter. Like, he's not meant to be a footballer. When he has the ball, when he had the ball today, he was trying to make him runs behind Mazraoui, trying to drag the defense out wide. The way he dribbles, his touches, his passes, I swear to you, if you had told me that this guy was cosplaying as a footballer and he's not actually a footballer, I would believe it, because he does not look like and play like a defender, play like a footballer. He plays like someone that just got the opportunity to be in Southampton's starting 11. I don't know. I've seen him before in the past when he was in the Championship, of course, and I think he went to Villarreal. Did he go? He went somewhere. Wait, let me look at his history. Brereton Diaz. And I also can't trust someone that changes his name. I actually can't trust someone that changes his name. Because Brereton Diaz, okay, look at this, guys. He looks like he's an actor, 100%. Brereton Diaz, his name is Benjamin Anthony Brereton, but he changed his name to Brereton Diaz because he plays for Chile. He plays for Chile. Now, how you lot are probably wondering, how? How? He qualifies for playing for Chile through his mother. That's how, but he's English by birth. He's literally born in Stoke-on-Trent. I don't know though. He's got the way he plays football is jokes, and his track record. Yeah, he went to Villarreal. He was at Sheffield United on loan, and then now he's at Southampton. He took his mother's name. Yeah, he took his mother's name. He added it. It feels like every manager has Eric's number tactically. If Southampton had quality up front, we were finished in the first 20, 25 minutes because they were on us. 100%. That's why I say football is played in moments, right? And if you can get out of the moment that you're on the back burner, then the momentum of the game can shift. And also football is also about momentum. Like it's crazy because Man United weren't doing nothing until that penalty was saved, and suddenly they get a corner and suddenly they get a goal. There was 3 minutes in between the penalty save and the Ligt scoring. There was 3 minutes in between that. And that's why I always say football is about moments. It's about momentum. Today, for me, I'm not going to lie, guys. I'm going to be very honest. I'm going to be very, very honest. And I said this as well. Whilst I was watching the game, I was saying this. If United had won the game, it wasn't because it was a tactical masterclass. It was because it was going to be individual moments for players to score goals. And I genuinely do think that. I still think that is how Man United got their goals, and that's how Man United created their chances. Because there was moments that landed to Bruno that was just bad. Yeah, Bruno was just that. It just confirmed to me today that Bruno's got no pace. He's got no pace, right? But the Rashford goal, he just took a shot from the edge of the box. Like the set piece in the first goal, okay, cool. That's a set piece chance from a corner, a short corner. That's a tactical kind of decision to play that. And the last goal was just a good build up. I felt like that goal was coming in those last couple minutes. I did kind of think, will Man United take their foot off the gas in the last couple minutes, because it looked like Southampton had also accepted defeat at that point. That was a good goal as well. But overall, the performance today, for me, it was moments of good opportunities that Man United capitalized. Like, that is literally how, for me, Man United won the game, sorry. Let's talk about this guy. Do you think this is the role for him? Do you think that this is the role for him coming off the bench? I think he found his role for the foreseeable future. I'm not saying permanently, but I definitely think him coming off the bench as a impact sub is nice. I like that. Now, there's no player in the world, I think, wants to come off and be an impact sub all the time. I don't think that. And I can agree that he probably wants to be a starter. But today, for example, having him come off the bench, having impact, scoring a goal, I think that is nice for him. Especially for a guy who played way too much football last season. Impact sub, 3 goals and assists. Facts. Garnacho was good. He can start the cup games though. Adam says he should be a bench player. You lot saying Haaland is ruining my day. Is he winning? Oh, he scored 2 goals. Oh man, I took captaincy off him. Pep, I really got baited by a Man City Twitter account that said that Pep Guardiola had given Haaland compassionate leave. So I took the captaincy off him in FPL and I gave it to Mohamed Salah. And I also did think Nottingham Forest, Brentford. I thought, yeah, Liverpool playing Forest is more likely. Mina, you're bugging. Yeah, I know I'm bugging big time. I am bugging big time. My FPL team is ass. I actually need to use my wild card. If he gets another hat trick, though, that would be ridiculous. That will actually be ridiculous if he gets another hat trick. But just back on Garnacho quickly. Yeah, I think the future for Garnacho is going to be off the bench, especially the next couple games. How don't you have Haaland? Bro, I do have Haaland. I just said he's not my captain. He was my captain before, and then I changed it. I changed it, and I made Mohamed Salah captain. But yeah, Garnacho for me off the bench. He's not starting to get ahead of Ahmad. That's my opinion. So it has to be between him and Rashford. He could start on Tuesday, to be honest. He could. I wouldn't mind that. And I also think there might be some games where he might be the better winger option. I definitely think that there might be some games that he's the better winger option. And last but not least, just quickly, man like Ugarte. I can't lie. Yeah, I can't talk too much on his performance because, actually, he was just brought on to shut up shop. Like, that was literally why he was brought on, to shut up shop. And Man United managed to see the game out. I really like the way, there was one thing that he was doing quite a bit, which I liked, was the way that he was just recycling the possession and getting into the physical aspect of the game. Of course, when you're coming on 70th-ish minute, at that point, I think a lot of the physicality of the game is gone, especially in the opponent when they're 2-0 down. But he was still being physical with players. He was still being physical and trying to just get stuck in a little bit, which I liked. I can only judge him until I see him starting a game and playing like a full 90 and having a good kind of contribution to the game. But he did his job. He came on to shut up shop, and that's exactly what he did. I would like to see him start. I actually think he should have started today, but that's just my opinion of me being reckless. I think we'll see a start in him in due time. He might even start against Barnsley. Maybe Erik ten Hag will wait out and start him against Palace next week instead. That'll be very interesting because what is it? We got Barnsley, then we got Palace next week, and then we've got FC20 the week in the midweek, and then we've got Spurs on the last weekend of September. I think that's literally Man United's next coming game. So we're playing football every 3 days for the rest of the month, or every 4 days. What is it? Yeah, Tuesday. We're playing Tuesday, and then Saturday, and then Wednesday, and then Sunday. Interesting. Should we do team ratings, guys? I know I always say I hate doing it, but I've done it every video, so I think I should just be consistent and do team ratings again. Let's do team ratings. How the flip did Onana get 8.7, bro? What the hell? What? How did Onana get an 8.7? Anyways, I'll give Onana a 6. Good penalty save. I actually don't think. I think maybe Zirkzee, Ligt, and Ahmad might get the highest ratings from me today. I'll give Onana a 7. Clean sheet. No, it's Foot Mob. It's not SofaScore. It's Foot Mob. Yeah, so I will give Onana a 7. Clean sheet. Save the penalty. Simple. I'll give Mazraoui a 7 as well. I don't think he was decent. He done okay. Ligt for me gets an 8. Ligt gets an 8 for me for the goal, for the defensive side. Should I even give him a 9? I think Ligt might be the highest rated player. I might give Ligt the highest rating. I would give Ligt. Yeah, I'll give Onana a 7. I'll give Mazraoui a 7. I'll give Ligt an 8 or a 9 maybe. 8.5. Licha I'll give it 7, 7.5. Dalot I'll give him a 6. I'll give Dalot a 6. Dalot got an assist. Oh yeah, he got an assist for the last goal. Dalot got an assist for the last goal, so I have to give him maybe a 6.5, 7 for the assist. Eriksen done okay. Kobe done okay. Ahmad, I'd give him if I give Ligt a 9, I'd give Ahmad an 8. Bruno for me 7, even though he got an assist, 7. Rashford got a goal, did all right, 7, 7.5. I don't know. I just feel like ratings are hard to do after a game like this because like we've done okay. OJ saying Kobe 5. Kobe 5, Dalot 6, Licha 7, Ligt 9. Dalot 5 for the first half, May. Yeah, that first half is what's bringing his rating down very, very heavily. Very heavily. His rating is coming down because of that. Mina, you sound depressed. No, I'm not depressed. It's just like, it was just an okay game. Like, for me, there's nothing to bang home about. You know, there's nothing to bang on about. It was all right. It was just an all right performance. Like, I'm happy that it's 3 points. I'm happy it's 3 goals. I'm happy that it's a clean sheet. And I said this time and time again, this is the best time for Man United to get momentum and keep the momentum going. Did you see the fight in Ligt winning headers and duels? It's the fight we need. Listen, I said Ligt is going to enjoy the physical aspect of the Premier League. He is going to enjoy it. And I really think, by the way, Man United could have probably scored more goals. Given the fact, this was a goal difference game. Exactly. Given the fact that this is a game, this Man United is struggling for goal difference, this could have been a game that United could have scored 4, 5, 6 to just get that little goal difference cushion that we so badly need. Because obviously, we so badly need that goal difference cushion, because it's never guaranteed when Man United are going to score their next goal. But you guys know what it is. Listen, guys, be sure to hit the like button and be sure to subscribe. If you are watching this back, let's try and get to 100 likes for Mina's State of Mind. This is what, the fourth one now, I think. This is the fourth one now. Every day after a game, we are here, we are live to talk about the game. Uploaded as well in the next 45 minutes will be 5 in 5 things we learned from this game in 5 minutes. So make sure you lot check that out. Make sure you get involved in the comments and make sure you hit the like button as well. As I mentioned on every stream, if you want to move away from football stuff, football content, come over to my Twitch. I am live every single day. I'm live every single day. The link is in the bio of this video, or you could just go over to Twitch and type in Mina Football. We were live yesterday for about 2-ish hours, playing Spider-Man Miles Morales. I will be live again later this evening. I don't know what I'm going to be playing, maybe NBA 2K. So make sure you come through. Will I be live? No, I don't think I'll be live for the rest of the day unless something spectacular happens. I might start doing Premier League roundups. I don't know if you lot would. Is that something you lot would like to see? Is that something you lot would like to see? Premier League roundups at the end of the Premier League weekend. I might do that. I don't know if it's worth doing it as a video or as a short or as a live stream. I don't know. We have to see. But next week, the return of the Vibe-alongs are back for Manchester United women, because the WSL season is back. So we are back. I don't know if I might be at the game next week. I don't know. It's 50-50. But if I'm not, we are going to be back. And the good thing is that if the game is not on television, it's on YouTube. Shout out to the Women's FA that have finally managed to agree a deal, which is a good thing. It's a good thing. So you lot can watch the game live on YouTube wherever you are in the world, and you can watch the watch along at the same time. So that's an exciting thing that's coming back to the channel soon. There will be a roundup video as well, probably tomorrow, about Manchester United women's transfer window, as the transfer deadline was yesterday. So we're going to talk about that. My homegirl Nikita Paris left Man United. I was broken. But you don't know what it is. Listen, guys, be sure to hit the like button and be sure to subscribe. 5 in 5 is dropping in 45 minutes time, so make sure you turn on your post notifications so when the video drops you'll get notified. Guys, I hope you have a wonderful Saturday afternoon. 3 points, 3 minutes, 3 minutes, 3 points, 3 goals, a clean sheet. Enjoy your Saturday, guys. Don't let anybody bring you down. I'm out, guys. I hope you have a wonderful one. Peace.